welcome to TEDxITB 6.0.
Right. Let me start with showing you the fact that 937,000 people in Indonesia last year, it just only in 2022, they are looking for a job. So 900,000 people. And I was graduated last year, so I was one of them. I was one out of these 937,000 people. So from not an easy journey, I finally landed to get a job in a global environmental NGO and also pursuing my initiatives, Rakyasa. But the thing that I want to talk to you about is something that I get throughout the process. So it's a self-discovery, which is the fact that having a good GPA is not good enough. So it's not enough for you to secure a job. So I would say I'm having a good GPA. I was graduating from ITB, and I was quite working hard to achieve those certain amount of GPA. But I mean, when I go through the process of job application, it's not actually something that is it's helping, but it's just like one part out of the other indicators that recruiters look into one's person when they hire a people. So in here, these things that the question maybe you guys quite wondering, like why GPA is not enough. Maybe some of you are nodding right now because already know about this fact, but maybe also you guys quite wondering, like what are the indicators aside from GPA that is actually will help you to get a job. But before answering these two questions, I want to take you guys back to 2006. So in 2006, I want you to meet Goldman. So it's Dr. Goldman. He's a PhD, graduated from Harvard, studying psychology, and he is someone that has always been curious about human behavior and human interactions. So one day in a plane, he met a guy. The guy he met is one of board of trustees at MIT. So the story is that Goldman curious about what the work that board of trustees do in MIT. So the guy said that the work that board of trustees do mostly fundraising, mostly gaining fund from donors, from alumni, successful alumni at MIT. So then he's quite curious about, okay, then this guy might talk with a lot of successful alumni. So Goldman wants to do a little research about what are the patterns that these successful people have. What are the patterns that all of these things have when they were in university, when they were in MIT. So it's quite interesting that the findings was that all of these people not are those who have who scored 4 in their GPA, not perhaps even have a GPA above 3.8. They are those who are people who are good enough to get in. So they are good enough to get into the job. They are good enough to stay in that job, and they are good enough to have other abilities that they already have. So to make you guys visualize it a little bit more easily, those are the guys who were teams captain, like sports teams captain in the university. They're those guys who built another side business when they were undergrads. They are those guys who build their own initiatives or active in organizations when they were in MIT. So these traits, meaning that GPA is not really something that make people successful in life. So next is that from these Goldman things, I just want you guys to know that Goldman introduced to us these two, maybe you guys ever heard term, which is emotional intelligence and social intelligence. So what is emotional intelligence is? Emotional intelligence is the ability when you guys are aware about yourself, like the ability where you understand your own emotions and also other people emotions. So this is more about intrapersonal skill. It's something that is within you. You are self-aware about yourself. You are have control about yourself. So it's about emotional intelligence. But on the other side, there's also social intelligence. So the difference between these two are social intelligence talking about not only self-awareness, but it's also social awareness. So it's about how you interact with people. So if you know about interpersonal skills, it's about two-way communication. It's about how you make the team work effectively. It's something to do with social intelligence. So then next is about my hypothesis. So I want you to take you guys back to answer the questions at the beginning. Why GPA is not better? Why what are the indicators aside from GPA that recruiters look at? So these are my hypotheses. I would say that GPA is just our intellectual ability. It doesn't cover, it doesn't show our own emotion and social capability. It's because of that GPA just showing how good you are in a one subject, but it doesn't show how good is your emotional capability, how good is your social skill. So that's why GPA is just one out of the other indicators that recruiters look. Next, okay, here, let's take a look at this image. So if you see like there's a lot of dots, just imagine that these are the 900,000 people who are looking for a job last year. Next, then on up above, there are the top 1%. So the top 1%, let's say from 900,000, meaning the top 1% is 9,000, right? So there are those 9,000 people who are applying for big companies in Indonesia. Okay, then they pass through it because they have a good GPA. They are among those top 1%. But the next is that how we distinguish these 9,000 people when we have only like 1,000 position left. Like 9,000, we have to filter it up into 1,000. So how to distinguish one to another when they literally have a similar GPA? It's one, emotional and social capability takes place. So social capability is something that when the recruiters or the HR are looking or asking you about what are your experience in school, what are your experience when you're leading an organization, how you guys interact with people. It's something about that. And then emotional capability is something that when they ask about how you handle your emotions, how you react to some certain of problems, how you handle a challenging situations in your job or in your previous experience. There's something about that. And the next is that what are the actions like youth? I'm talking with you, youth, me, myself, you also. We are you. What do we have to do to increase or improve our social emotional capability? So here, I divide it into three parts. And it's something that I've been doing it for some years, and I think it's quite helpful. But maybe some of you already done it. But still, yeah, I will share it to you. So first is gain experience. So what distinguish intellectual capability like GPA with social and emotional capability is that intellectual capability, you can learn it through textbooks, right? You can read the books and then make some summary, and then you learn through it, then you got a good score. but it's different from social and emotional capability. You cannot learn it only by reading. You have to practice it. You have to gain experience. So this is my point when I talk about gaining experience. So in 2021, I built this initiative with 11 women, 11 outstanding women who also have the same dreams as me to build a platform for youth to be able to study abroad, to make them easy, to provide them access. So this is actually one of the things that I would say the things that my practice part. So this is my practice part to um, run through learn more about social capability and my emotional capability because I lead here. So I learned a lot by leading the team. But what I want to tell you is that Merakiasa is my seventh initiative. So I actually already built initiative prior to that. So there are like six others before Merakiasa. So maybe you guys quite questioning about then where are the other six initiatives that I built? I would say it failed. Not gonna. I'm not really perceiving it as a failure. I perceive it as a learning experience because I know that if I'm not building the other six initiatives prior I built Makiasa, I won't be here. I won't be standing now, bringing Makiasa to I would say right now 3 years, and we already have legality as a limited liability company. So those failure or anything that you might comprehend is something that makes us learn. And the best way to learn for me is through experience. So next is about building rapport. So building rapport or building relationship is something that is close to us. When we want to build our social capability, like we have to know how to listen to others, how to make people feel felt. So it's about listening to others. You guys also put attention when someone is talking. It's something like that. It's something that you are appreciating someone that is in front of you. You are, put attention to them and not doing, I would say, maybe something else. Then the third, which also something that is important, when talking about emotional and social capability, it is something that very, very subjective. I don't really think there is a certain number, certain, calculations on making, on telling that you are good in emotion, you have a good emotional quotient, or you have a good social intelligence. I don't think we really have that, but the things that you guys can do to know in which level you are is by asking people for feedback, asking your friends, asking your parents, asking your boyfriend, girlfriend, anything. Just ask them, gain feedback from them, ask them that do they feel comfortable enough when talking with you? Do they feel something bugging about yourself? So you have to know that in order for you to improve. So again, maybe I'll summarize a little bit. For you guys, youth, social maturity can be started by doing these three things. First, gain experience. Gain experience on something that you love. If you love about entrepreneurship like me, then build your own business. If you love about maybe doing organization like Sahari, then join organization, make initiatives in that. If you love anything else, I know that you guys know yourself more, then gain experience in that. And then second is building rapport. Don't forget that to have this emotional and social capability, it needs not only one people. It's not centered on you. You have to know what others what others feel, what others feel comfortable of, and you have to build a strong, a good relationship with others. And then last is ask people for feedback. So I think that's three things that what I want to convey to you all. And yeah, maybe that concludes all about my presentation. Until next time, everyone. Thank you.